time. So we go under settings and just fill everything in. Now, it's really important, and I just read this in a why I don't follow you and 10 reasons I don't follow you on Twitter piece that I read last night. And one of the reasons is that you don't identify yourself. So you want to identify yourself with your website or your presence. You don't really want to be anonymous. If you're using Twitter, you're using it social media. You want to be out there so people can find you. So you can put my website or anybody's. You can put Rail's website here because we're going to close this down after. So you put a website. So when people see your name come up, they will see your website. So if, say, you start following them, they won't say, Gillian who, or wiffy09, who is that? Well, they can immediately see, well, wiffy09, this is Wiffy's website, and this is what Wiffy does, and this is why I'd be interested in hearing Wiffy's updates. And same for the bio. You can just put, some people put great little one-line bios, not me, so we won't use. But anyway, you can either write something, it's also, thank you. You're always my favorite presenter. And then very, very important, if you're following this along, when you get to protect your updates, don't fill that in because that stops people from following you. And the whole idea with, and it's kind of hard to wrap your head around it because you think of stalkers and people following and who's going to want to see what I'm doing or writing. But that is actually what Twitter is all about. Is opening up your Twitter stream to the world. So you don't want to make it hard for people to follow you. And if you put protect your updates, and a lot of newbies do, including me, for a long time only my sister could read that I had just gone to a hockey game. And that was very closely guarded. And somebody pointed out to me, you write in the newspaper for hundreds of thousands of readers every day. What do you care that people read your tweets? But it's that mindset, oh, I got to keep this all to myself. So don't protect your updates and then hit save. And I don't want to go on and on here, but there's just one more thing. Go to your profile because you're almost done. Yeah, we want to do the photo. Or listen to somebody who knows what they're doing. Go to picture and you do want to put a picture or some kind of symbol or brand for yourself, an avatar. You want something there because those that little default circles from Twitter looks really lame. And it was also among the 10 reasons I don't follow you on Twitter that I read last night. So for some people, like at the Vancouver Sun, our sort of Vancouver Sun Twitter stream, and our editors who like to not put their picture in the paper, just use the Vancouver Sun logo. People have great, avatars here. Other people just have their face. Which leads to another point, and it's really important that if you don't take hold of your brand and your intellectual property and social media, somebody else will. So if you have, if you're Gillian Shaw and you want to be at the Vancouver Sun and you want to be on Twitter, well, you'd better grab the Gillian Shaw name because somebody else will. And in fact, businesses are finding this. I did a story about Scotiabank that had somebody tweeting out of Mexico under the name and logo of the Scotiabank. And it happens, and I'm actually constantly amazed. I look up Twitter names to see if sort of famous people are, I was actually looking up a director last night. Who did I say I was looking up? Bobby. And I'm wrapping it up. Anyway, Twitter name totally available. So that means that anybody could start tweeting in that person's name. So even if you don't know how to use Twitter or you have reservations about it, go in and do what we just did and grab your name.
So you haven't got to the part where it says you have to use a mobile phone.
No, you don't. It says what does it say about that? If you want to use a mobile phone, set it up. And I actually had that when it was free in Canada before they shut it down before Christmas, and I had that on my mobile phone, and I don't use it anymore. I'm not with Bell, so I can't. But it was just tweeting, like my phone was beeping like nonstop. So you can also on a smartphone, like I have an iPhone and I have a BlackBerry, so I can follow Twitter through applications on that. So I don't even use the text. And you definitely don't need a phone with text to do it.
When you're talking about take the